live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right to the markets. You already know NVIDIA has changed the world, and we are happy to celebrate. This is our most strategic business partners right here. So let's get right to it. We're not going to waste no time. 5 pages, 5 paragraphs each, 5 words each sentence. 5 computer spaces in between, 5 revisions. You can use your hyperscientific, you can use artificial intelligence, any technology, but you must show the work. If you don't show the work, I'm going to assume that all you did was use technology and you will get zero credit for it. So, welcome back. Let's start with the markets, the most important thing of the day. Let me just make sure. Here we go. NVIDIA becomes first company to reach $5 trillion market value. Give me one quick second. Let me send out the link real quick. I have a business meeting with V. So let's get this link going. Give me one quick second. Excellent. Make sure that everybody gets the live feed. Hold up. Before we even forgot all about this. So we got to run both parts of the marketing campaign because I only built 4 vehicles yesterday. So we're going to build another 4 vehicles today. Um, Give me one quick second. Let's go. Um, this has to go on LinkedIn. Everybody link up with us on LinkedIn. We're a big deal over there. We run our entire company from there. So you can learn a lot of cool stuff. Let's add a post. Boom, boom. Okay. Trying to think where else. Oh, you know what? Cannot forget threads. Cannot forget threads. Threads is making a little comeback right now, so we're gonna help. Give me one quick second. My wives, they be posting all kind of things, expect me to like everything and all that good stuff. Um, Whoa, what the heezy? I cannot see my. Okay, there it is. Hold on. I need to make sure everything's online. Hold up. Boom. Oh, you know what? I have to update this. Or like this. Mm, get out of here. So we Gucci, Gucci Lanyas. You know what I mean? Official, baby. All right. So they got the link, so we can go. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can send it. Hold up. Mm, send this to thing to. Hold on. I think now this part plus I gotta build the cars. If you guys know anybody interested in buying an exotic, it's very easy to do business with me. The phone number is 504-202-5915, and the corporate email address is cyraxplex@gmail.com. You can always negotiate and link up with us on Connect. So shout out to everybody on Connect. We're gonna continue with everything else. Tour dates are coming up. We're gonna begin in Colombia. Colombia, we're gonna go to Canada, Canada, Australia, and then we're gonna make a nice swoop. You know, we'll finish Canada. We'll do the Middle East. We'll be doing all of Asia. Of course, the Caribbean, South America, places like New Zealand, Amsterdam, Tasmania. You know, Portugal, of course, Italy, Spain, France. We'll see you guys in Brazil, Chile, Honduras, Panama, you know, Paraguay, Uruguay, of course, Brazil. I believe we mentioned Brazil. I'm trying to think what other countries in that region. Basically, the surrounding countries as well. Of course, Mexico. Of course, India. Um, Asia is our biggest market, so we always got to go there first. But I hope that you guys are enjoying this Starbucks spicy pumpkin spice latte. You also have a McDonald's. Good temperature. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to all my loved ones, another celebration. Market's been on a rally. Man, God is great. Nvidia becomes first company to reach $5 trillion market value. Nvidia became the first company to reach a 5 trillion market valuation on Wednesday, fueled by investor enthusiasm over its latest developments in artificial intelligence and chip technology. The milestone marks another record for the AI chip giant as it continues to outpace rivals in the tech sector. Nvidia previously surpassed the $1 trillion mark in 2023 and quickly overtook Apple and Microsoft in valuation. Its GPUs remain essential to powering AI models, solidifying its position at the center of the AI revolution. White House, Trump, Xi to meet at 3 a.m. Central Eastern Time. The White House confirmed on Wednesday that the presidents of the United States and China, Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, will meet in South Korea on October 30th at 11 a.m. local time, October 29th at 3 a.m. Central Eastern Time. So 4 hours right there. The White House made the exact time public when it published Trump's schedule for the remainder of the working week. The two leaders will meet on the sidelines of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation's APEC summit in Gyeongju. Ahead of the gathering, Trump hinted at the possibility of reducing the United States tariff on China if it increases control over its fentanyl exports. Putin. Nuclear powered Poseidon drone tested. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced on Wednesday that the country's nuclear powered Poseidon unmanned underwater vehicle, often referred to as Doomsday Torpedo, was tested, calling it a huge success. The power of Poseidon far exceeds that of our most advanced intercontinental missile, Sarmat. There's nothing like it in the world, Putin said, speaking from a hospital where he went to visit soldiers undergoing treatment. The Russian head of state further remarked that this drone is impossible to intercept, adding that another weapon like this is unlikely to appear anytime soon. Boeing's Q3 revenue rises by 30% to 23.3 billion. The Boeing company announced on Wednesday that its revenue in the third quarter of the fiscal year 2025 observed an annual jump of 30% and reached 23.3 billion. The aircraft maker's net loss went from 6.2 billion registered in the same period of 2024 to 5.3 billion. Its diluted losses per share also diminished from 9.97 a year ago to 7.14. Commercial plane deliveries grew by 38% to 160. In the first 9 months of the year, Boeing's revenue increased by 28% year on year to 65.5 billion. Its net loss went from 8 billion seen in the same time frame the year before to 6 billion. The firm's diluted losses per share went from 12.91 to 8.25. Meanwhile, its commercial plane deliveries doubled on an annual basis to 440. Chief Executive Officer CEO Kelly Orthberg stressed Boeing's determination to fully recover our company's performance and restore trust with all of our stakeholders. After the release of the report, Boeing shares rose by 0.90% in pre-market trading to 225.33. Boeing Company stands in the Red Ranger 3.78%, 214.90. Trump, we finalized trade deal with South Korea. United States President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that his team had a determined meeting with South Korea and pretty much finalized the trade deal between Seoul and Washington. We had a tremendous meeting with South Korea. The meeting was determined, very much determined. And we made our deal pretty much finalized, a trade deal. We discussed some other things having to do with national security, etc. And I think that we came to a conclusion on a lot of very important items, Trump said during a special dinner in his honor hosted by South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung. The United States president also touted his country's very big trade deal with Japan and reiterated his optimism about his upcoming meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, noting that the meeting could result in something very satisfactory for both countries. Gold jumps 1% ahead of Trump Xi summit in Asia. Precious metals rose on Wednesday, with gold gaining over 1% as markets turned their attention to United States President Donald Trump's Asia tour and his upcoming meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. At 8:28 a.m. Central Eastern Time, gold climbed to 3,998.37 per ounce, up 1.17%. Silver rose 0.220 no 2.02 to 4801. Palladium increased to 0.64% to 1,396 and 17, while platinum slipped 0.07% to 1,597.70 an ounce. Palladium stands in the green 1.74%, 1,411 and 37. Platinum stands in the green 0.52%, 1,607 and 5. Gold stands in the green 0.96%, 3,990 and 6 cents. Silver in the Green Ranger 1.98%, 47.98. Deutsche Bank Q3 net profit up by 9% to 1.8 billion. Deutsche Bank AG announced on Wednesday that its net profit in the third quarter of the fiscal year 2025 saw an annual rise of 9% to reach 1.8 billion. Have a blessed day, big man. See you next time. Thank you so much. Deutsche Bank AG announced on Wednesday that its net profit in the third quarter of the fiscal year 2025 saw an annual rise of 9% to reach 1.8 billion. The bank's the bank's profit before tax increased by 8% compared to the same period of 2024 to hit 2.4 billion. Its total net revenue went up by 7% year on year to 8 billion. Meanwhile, its cost income ratio came in at 64.4% and return on tangible equity ROTE at 10.7%. In the first 9 months of the year, Deutsche Bank observed yearly growth in net profit of 76%, which jumped to 5.5 billion. Its profit before tax soared by 64% on an annual basis to 7.7 billion. The total net revenue went up by 7% to 24.4 billion. The income cost ratio reached 63% and the ROTE 10.9%. We are on track to deliver on our 2025 financial targets, having increased shareholder distributions by 50% in each of the last 3 years. Chief Executive Officer CEO Christian Sewing commented. Deutsche Bank AG NA O.N in the Green Ranger 4.95%, 31.07. USBS reports 2.5 billion net profit in Q3 in 74% jump. USBS Group AG reported a $2.5 billion net profit attributable to shareholders in the third quarter of fiscal 2025, beating expectations with a 74% jump from the same time period a year ago. The Swiss bank's third quarter revenues landed at 12.7 billion, up 3% year on year and slightly higher than expected, while pre-tax profit came in at 2.8 billion, a 47% increase on a yearly basis. Diluted earnings per share stood at 0.76%. We delivered an excellent Q3 for 2025. Financial performance powered by significant momentum in our core businesses and disciplined execution of our strategic priorities. We've seen strong private and institutional client activity with invested assets reaching nearly 7 trillion. CEO Sergio Hermoti said USBS Group N stands in the red 1.03%, 30.60. North Korea tests strategic cruise missile. North Korea tested a sea to surface strategic cruise missile over the Yellow Sea. The Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, reported on Tuesday. The country's supreme leader, Kim Jong un, was present during the launch, KCNA stated. The missile, which was modified to allow it to be launched from a ship, successfully struck its target after traveling over the waters of the Yellow Sea for 7,800 seconds. The head of state has already defined deterrence, guaranteed by powerful offensive capabilities, as the most complete form of defense capability. We must constantly renew our combat capabilities and especially continuously sharpen our nuclear combat readiness, which is our responsible mission and fundamental duty. Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission PAC, Zhang Chong stressed. NVIDIA, this is as of the 28th. NVIDIA hit record high as CEO trusts Trump on China talks. NVIDIA shares surged 6.02% on Tuesday, reaching an all-time high after CEO Jensen Huang voiced confidence that President Donald Trump will secure a favorable trade deal with China. Huang said a return to the Chinese market would be a huge bonus for the company, which is currently restricted from selling advanced chips there. His remarks came as Nvidia also announced expanded or how it has expanded on its AI partnerships, joining forces with Palantir on operational AI, Uber on robo taxis, and Eli Lilly on an AI driven drug supercomputer. The company is also supporting Lucid's development of its first level 4 self driving electric vehicle. Huang added that the United States must boost its energy capacity to sustain industrial and AI growth, underscoring NVIDIA's role at the center of global technological and economic shifts. The company's stock gained 6.02% on Friday to 203.02 apiece at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Nvidia Corporation stands in the green. The Green Ranger 2.90%, 206.85. Netanyahu orders forceful strikes in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave an order to the country's military to immediately begin forceful strikes in the Gaza Strip. His office stated on Tuesday. The decision came after security consultations and amid a tense ceasefire agreement with Hamas that has been in effect since October 10th. Earlier today, Netanyahu accused Hamas of violating the deal by returning the body of a deceased hostage that the Israel Defense Forces IDF had already retrieved 2 years ago. Concurrently, Israeli media reported an exchange of fire between the military and Hamas in southern Gaza. On October 18th, Israel carried out multiple airstrikes in Gaza in response to an alleged Hamas attack on its troops outside the Yellow Line. The United States was said to have intervened to help preserve the tenuous truce brokered by United States President Donald Trump. Nokia jumps 20% on Nvidia's $1 billion investment. The shares of Nokia Corporation surged by more than 20% on Tuesday after the company reported that its board of directors decided to issue 166,389,351 of the Finnish telecommunication company's new shares to Nvidia Corporation for 1 billion 860,000 euros. So 140,000 difference, that's 14%. That's crazy. So the dollar's down even more. At a purchase price of 6.01, 5.16 euros per share. Nokia shares are set to be delivered to Nvidia in the form of American depository shares, after which the American tech giant will become a 2.90% shareholder of Nokia. The company stated that it will utilize NVIDIA's investment to support its plans to enhance trusted connectivity for the artificial intelligence supercycle, among other initiatives. Nokia also plans to enhance the development of its 5G and 6G radio access network (RAN) software to run on NVIDIA's architecture. Nokia's US listed stock jumped by 2.79% at 11:48 a.m. Eastern Time to 7.64 per share. Nokia Corporation stands in the Green Ranger, 20.86%, 6.59. Nokia Corp stands in the Red Ranger, 4.70%, 7.41. Nvidia Corporation 2 in the Green Ranger, 2.92%, 206.90. Apple hits 4 trillion market cap for first time. So Nvidia blew them out. Apple Incorporated hit the 4 trillion market cap on Tuesday, driven by the latest rally fueled by iPhone 17 sales and positive outlooks. The jump followed a rise in shares driven by strong demand for the iPhone 17 series and renewed investor confidence in Apple's AI strategy. In the first 10 days on market, sales of the new device were 14% higher than those of its predecessor. Microsoft also surpassed the 4 trillion mark following its new deal with OpenAI. At 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time, Apple shares increased by 0.27% to 269.56, and at 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time, Microsoft shares rose by 2.59% to 545 even. Apple Incorporated stands in the green, 0.26%, $269.70. Microsoft Corporation stands in the red, 0.57%, 538.98. Microsoft holds $135 billion stake in OpenAI after restructure. OpenAI completed a corporate restructure that formally designates Microsoft as a key shareholder with a stake valued at approximately 135 billion. The companies announced on Tuesday. The move transitions OpenAI into a public benefit corporation (PBC) and signals a new phase in the company's long-running partnership. Microsoft now holds roughly 27% of OpenAI Group (PBC) on an as converted diluted basis following the recapitalization tied to the agreement. As part of the deal, OpenAI has also contracted to purchase an additional 250 billion in Azure cloud services, reinforcing Microsoft's dominant position in AI infrastructure. The partnership retains exclusive rights for Microsoft over OpenAI's IP and Azure's APIs until artificial general intelligence AGI is reached and verified by an expert panel. As we step into this next chapter of our partnership, both companies are better positioned than ever to continue building great products that meet real world needs and create new opportunity for everyone and every business. The companies concluded. Microsoft Corporation stands in the red, 0.58%, 538.91. Lutnick, United States, Japan to sign $490 billion in investment deals. The United States Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick announced on Tuesday that Washington and Tokyo will sign investment deals worth $490 billion. driven by the Japanese Strategic Investment Initiative, which was created as part of the United States President Donald Trump's trade deal with Japan. The commitments ensure the economic and national security of the United States of America. We're going to be developing energy. We're going to be developing nuclear, semiconductors, and strengthening the entire domestic supply chain. Lutnick said during the Trump administration's meeting with business leaders in Tokyo. The United States Secretary revealed that the deals will include Westinghouse investment of up to 100 billion, GE Vernova's $100 billion investment, Bechtel's investment of up to 25 billion, and SoftBank's investments of up to 25 billion, among others. GE Vernova Incorporated stands in the green 0.63%, $574.60. SoftBank Group's corporation stands in the green 2.47%, $152.90. PayPal shares soar 14% after ChatGPT payment deal. PayPal announced on Tuesday that it has signed a deal with OpenAI, adopting the Agentic Commerce Protocol (ACP) to integrate its digital wallet into ChatGPT. The move allows ChatGPT users to discover and purchase from millions of PayPal backed merchants, while sellers can list inventories without separate onboarding. Hundreds of millions of people turn to ChatGPT each week for help with everyday tasks, including finding products they love, and over 400 million use PayPal to shop, said Alex Chris, president and CEO of PayPal. By partnering with OpenAI and adopting the Agentic Commerce Protocol, PayPal will power payments and commerce experiences that help people go from chat to checkout in just a few taps for our joint customer bases. PayPal shares rose 14% in pre market trading in New York following the announcement. PayPal Holdings Incorporated in the red 2.62%, 71.11. US UPS jumps over 22% in pre-market after earnings. The shares of United Parcel Service Incorporated (UPS) soared in the pre-market on Tuesday, going up more than 22% as the firm unveiled its latest quarterly results. While the revenue declined 3.7% year over year, landing at 21.4 billion. The figure came in above analyst expectations. In addition, UPS forecast for the fourth quarter also likely lightened the mood, with the business expecting its revenue to stand at 24 billion. UPS has been undergoing a reorganization in an effort to try and cut costs. The company's stock rallied 22.17% at 6:14 a.m., going for 109 apiece. United Parcel Service stands in the green 1.34%, 97.65. Amazon confirms 14,000 corporate job cuts. Amazon.com Incorporated announced on Tuesday that it is making organizational changes, which will result in its corporate workforce being reduced by approximately 14,000 jobs, confirming previous reports of massive layoffs. Some may ask why we're reducing roles when the company is performing well. Across our businesses, we're delivering great customer experiences every day, innovating at a rapid rate, and producing strong business results. What we need to remember is that the world is changing quickly. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and it's enabling companies to innovate much faster than ever before. in existing market segments and altogether new ones. Amazon's Senior Vice President of People, Experience, and Technology, Beth Galetti, said in a blog post. The e-commerce also noted that while the organizational changes will lead to job cuts, they will also include hiring new people in key strategic areas in 2026. Amazon.com Incorporated stands in the green 0.41%, 230.19. United States Westinghouse to build $80 billion worth of nuclear reactors. The United States government has entered a strategic partnership with Westinghouse Electric Company, LLC, and its co-owners, Brookfield Asset Management Limited and Cameco Corporation, on further development of nuclear power, Cameco announced on Tuesday. According to the official statement, the deal includes investing at least 80 billion in building new nuclear reactors across the country using Westinghouse's nuclear reactor technology. Cameco pointed out that the agreement honors the nuclear oriented executive orders United States President Donald Trump signed on May 23, 2025. Brookfield has more than half $500 billion invested in the critical infrastructure that underpins the United States economy, and we expect to double that investment in the next decade as we deliver on building the infrastructure backbone of artificial intelligence. Brookfield Asset Management President Connor Teskey said. Brookfield Asset Management in the red 0.61%, 76.38. Cameco Corporation in the red 0.12%, 148.80. Trump, Toyota to build $10 billion worth of auto plants in the United States. United States President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that he was informed by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi that Toyota Motor Corporation plans to build auto factories across the United States worth around 10 billion in total. Toyota is going to be putting auto plants all over the United States to the tune of over 10 billion. So go out and buy a Toyota, Trump stated during a speech to the troops at the United States USS George Washington. The United States president praised Japan for making big investments in the United States and added that the two countries will work together on building ships as well. Amazon set to announce largest layoffs in its history, 14,000. Qualcomm up 15% as of the 27th on new AI data center chips. Qualcomm Technologies Incorporated shares surged more than 15% on Monday after the company announced the launch of its new AI 200 and AI 250 processors designed to boost data center AI interference performance. The company said the chips deliver rack scale efficiency and feature a near memory architecture, providing over 10x higher effective bandwidth and lower power consumption. At 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, Qualcomm shares climbed 15.75% following the announcement that the AI 200 will launch in 2026 and the AI 250 in 2027. Qualcomm Incorporated stands in the green 0.11%, 181.23. Let me see. Let me fast forward all of this. If it's not financial, then okay, here we go. On the 26th, Norris wins Mexico City Grand Prix 2025. McLaren driver Lando Norris won the Mexico City Grand Prix, defeating Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc and securing the lead in the championship. Norris secured the win with a time of 1:37.58.574, defeating Leclerc and securing the lead in the overall championship with 357 points. Red Bulls Racing's Max Verstappen came in third with a time of 1:37.89.623. I think we may have done this list, but these were the finishes. Norris, McLaren, 357 points. Piastri, McLaren, 356. Verstappen, Red Bull Racing, 321. Russell, Mercedes, 258. Leclerc, Ferrari, 210. Hamilton, Ferrari, 146. It's not that easy, Anthony Hamilton. You see that, right? Antonelli, Mercedes, 97. Albon, Williams, 73. Hulkenberg, Kick Sauber 41, and Hajat Red Bull Racing. So Red Bull Racing was third and 10. McLaren 1-2 finish. Red Bull, let me see, Mercedes 4, Ferrari 5th and 6th. Then Mercedes. So the battle was for between 4th and 7th position. Williams is still doing good. And Kick Sauber's a new team, and Red Bull had 2 entries. So not too bad. Let us continue. Um, Post closing on Argentina. Let me see. Novartis to buy Avidity Biosciences for 12 billion. Novartis AG announced on Sunday that it entered into an agreement to acquire San Diego-based biopharmaceutical company Avidity Biosciences for 12 billion in cash. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. Oh, God. Take a moment to stretch. That was the first moment. Oh, oh no. Vid, I'm gonna call you, I guess, in a few minutes. I don't want to have the meeting live here, but I am streaming. Um, let me think about this for a few minutes, and then I'll see what we could do. But just be ready in a few minutes. I'm gonna take a quick walk, and I'll call you right back. Okay, perfect. So let's I have a meeting. Let me see. Don't worry about the proposal for right now. What's happening with technology is way more important. So Nvidia is the talk of the town. That's the new marketing campaign. So I think even the cars that I'm gonna sell today, I'm gonna sell them all in the same color. So we will talk. I'm gonna call you. Just give me like a few minutes, and I'm gonna call you back. All right. So how can we do this? All right. Let's pause the exam here. We'll continue after my meeting, so you guys could go on lunch. So we'll convene back here within 2 hours or less, maybe an hour and a half. I'm gonna try to give you guys an hour and a half. And whoever needs extra credit, you guys could log back on before. I will be right back.